So the next phase is phase 4, and this is sports-specific training. So the first exercise is a shoulder push two-handed. So I'm just going to show you a video for this, if I can find it. There we go. So what they're doing is they're standing on a balance board and then throwing it, pushing the ball away from them, like in a shot put, with two hands. However, so this will then make sure the range of movement is better, and it basically gives them, so like when they're bowling, they will be kind of throwing the ball, so it's giving that throwing action, but that's two-handed. However, if that's too easy, then they will shoulder press, like push it with one hand, so that looks like this. Just one-handed push, like a shot put again. And then again, if that is too easy again, then we'll do shoulder push, but one-handed, but standing on balance board with a heavier ball. So then you have to push much harder to get it further. If this exercise is too hard, then they'll do a shoulder push with two hands, but with a lighter ball, so that it's not putting too much strain on the shoulder when you're pushing it out. And again, if that's too hard, then they'll do the same thing with a lighter ball, but standing on the floor, so they don't have to worry about trying to stay balanced as well. So they'll be doing 5 sets of 3 reps of this with a 90-second rest in between. The next one is a ball throw down, so you're just going from right up the top and then throwing it down the floor as hard as you can. So that's with a weighted ball, as shown in this picture here. If that's too easy, then you'll do that, but with one hand of a weighted ball. So that's just giving the range of motion. You would do this more, so you start with your the arm that is obviously had been dislocated. However, you do need to do the other arm as well. And then if that's too easy again, then you would do this with a heavier ball, one-handed. However, if this exercise is too hard, then you would do it with one hand, but with a lighter ball, so hopefully it'll be easier. However, if this is still too hard, then you would do the same thing, but two-handed with a lighter ball, so it'll be much easier. So the last exercise you've got is to do a proper cricket throw at about 70% effort using one of those practice cricket balls, so like the orange ones. And then if it's too easy, then you would progress it and do a proper cricket throw at 85% effort, but using a proper cricket ball, so one of our actual hard ones that they would use in a game situation. And if that is too easy again, then they would do a proper cricket throw at 90% effort, and using a proper cricket ball. If this is too hard though, the actual exercise, then you would do a proper cricket throw, but 70% effort, but using a tennis ball, so it's lighter, so it won't put as much strain in the arm. And if that again is too hard, then you would just do it at 60% effort using a cricket ball. For this, you're going to do 7 sets of 1 rep. Because this is kind of a maximal activity, you want to try your hardest at this. You're only going to do 1 rep of it, but you're going to do 7 of them with a 3-minute rest to allow you to recover enough. If he feels any pain, but progresses and it still goes down, then move down to again phase 3, build it back up to phase 4 again. And this last exercise and the last progression, so the proper cricket throw at 90% effort using a proper cricket ball, this will be near to meeting his long-term target, which is to bowl again. So the next one we have. So my second athlete is called Joe King, and his injury is a ruptured Achilles. He is a professional footballer and is a defender, and his estimated recovery time is 6 months. Joe went in for a tackle in football and lunged too far, which caused the Achilles to stretch beyond its limit and rupture completely. So again, we've got the stages, which are acute functional movement, strengthening exercise and sports-specific training. So I've gone through all of these already for the last, and they're all the same, apart from like the dynamic and ballistic stretches. So it's like a foam roll and resistance band. We've gone through all of those. Stage for healing is still the same. the remodelling phase just slightly longer. And here you can see the different things we're going to be using, so deep tissue massage, soft tissue massage, cryotherapy, thermotherapy, taping, acupuncture and electrotherapy. Again, 1 is the least and 9 is what we're going to be using the most during the stages. And this just shows the graph of all of these bits laid out. So during the inflammation phase of recovery, the 2 main treatments being used are cryotherapy and thermotherapy. These will be used every day for an hour in order to stimulate the blood to the area and to promote the healing, as well as reduce the swelling in the area. Throughout all the phases, taping will be used, including during the inflammation phase, in order to provide some form of compression and strengthen the area. Electrotherapy will also be used 3 times a week in order to stimulate the muscles where they're not being used. During the repair phase, cryotherapy and thermotherapy will still be used for an hour a day. However, the use of soft tissue work and deep tissue work, like massage, will also be used more now, targeting the calf and the hamstring muscles. The use of taping will also be more prominent in the repair stage, as there will be more movement and mobility within this stage. So it's important to provide extra stability to the tendon. And also acupuncture will be used more within this stage, around 3 times a week, targeting the calf and the hamstring areas. During the remodelling phase, taping will be used even more as the workload being placed in the injury area increases, and so the added support, it will give the added support needed. Cryotherapy and thermotherapy will still be used at this point in order to prevent swelling occurring due to the increased workload being placed on it, and also to increasing the blood flow to the area to promote the blood flow and to help aid recovery. Acupuncture will also be used 3 to 4 times a week to prevent the calf and the hamstring muscles from cramping up due to the increased workload that they're being placed under. Soft tissue massage will also be used 3 times a week on hamstrings and calf muscles to limit the tightness that may develop during training. So short-term goals. His first one is to research the injury and the possible methods of treatment for him and what's best for him so he could aid his recovery further. Second is to perform given static stretches 2 times a day for 2 weeks. The next one is to start a diary that is written once a day for reflection and thought processes on the the current state of injury, and so he can then look back and see what progression he has made. And the last one is to meet up with teammates once a week in a social environment to prevent isolation. So that's whether he goes to one of their training sessions or they meet up at the pub or something, just so he isn't isolating himself. So his long-term goals are to attend 2 training sessions a week whereby rehabilitation exercises are performed during the time where the team takes part in their regular exercise. And the next medium term is to begin to incorporate balance exercise into rehab exercises. So using balance board to strengthen the tendon and help the calf muscle to rebuild itself and help them in the Achilles. And the long-term goal is to play 1 full game of non-competitive football at an 85% workload. So these are his 3 phases. So phase 2, functional movement. The exercises for this. So the first exercises will be stretching out the calf and the Achilles. So as you can see there, the first exercise is literally just one leg bent, one leg straight, and you're going to reach forward as far as they can to hopefully grab the foot and then pull it up slightly. However, if this is too hard, then it's basically just sitting with your legs out straight and reaching forward as far as you can. And then if this is still too hard, if it's still too hard, you can regress it even further and then just literally sit with your legs out straight with your toes pointed up, and this will help to stretch out the calf. However, if this is too easy, then you can use a resistance band. So you can lie on your back, put the resistance band around your foot, and then just pull on the resistance band. That will help stretch out your calf. If this is still too easy, then you can then use a resistance band to lift up the leg, and that will stretch out the hamstring and the calf, which will in turn then stretch the Achilles. So you're going to do two lots of 5. So you're going to hold each one for 20 seconds. You're going to do 2 lots of that 2 times a day, so morning and evening, and then your rest time will be in the day. The next exercise is just foam rolling out, and so if you can see on this one, you're literally just sitting with one leg on it and you're just moving up and down on the foam roller to help stretch that out. If that is too hard, then you literally just sit with your knee bent and literally just do the little Achilles there. Very slight movement though, don't put much pressure on it. You can't regress that any further. To progress from this image, you then put one leg over the top of the other and then roll using that, which will then put more pressure onto the calf, and so it will probably hurt a bit more, but it will also stretch it a bit more. And then if that's still too easy, then you can put ankle weights on and put your one leg on top of the other, and that will just increase the weight on there. And you're going to do 10 minutes of this, 2 lots of 10 minutes, 2 times a day, so in the morning and the evening. So you'll do 20 minutes morning, 20 minutes the evening, and you'll have the rest in the middle of the day. However, if he still feels pain, and there's still pain, then instead of moving down the stage, this says, obviously we're still at phase 2, so you can't move down the stage, just tone down the reps and make the rest a little bit longer. So this is phase 3, so this is strengthening exercises. So exercise 1 for this is just doing standing on balance board, just getting your strength back on. You are then, if you find that too easy, you're going to move on and progress it to doing squats on the balance board, as this will mean you have to, oh sorry, my bad. The first exercise is doing squats on the balance board, as this will help to increase your stability. If it's too easy, then you're going to do squats on the balance board, but with a resistance band as well, to help to again increase the stability. And then if that is too easy, then add a kettlebell in and squat with that as well. However, if this is too hard, then you can use someone else to hold on to them and then squat holding onto them, so it's taking the pressure off a little bit and giving you a bit of an extra stability to get down and up while you get used to it. And if that again is too hard, then you can regress it even further and just do squats on the floor normally. So for this, you're going to do 5 sets of 5 reps with 2-minute recovery in between.